right, let's go.
One second. 3, 2, go.
Welcome to the Headline Eye. I am your host, Larry H. Gardner, along with my co-host, the Queen with the Gold, Mike J. Price. The reason why you're hearing the sound, along with my super engineer, the Human T-Rex, the reason why you're hearing the sound of victory is because that today is October 28th, 2020. Significantly, this defies one thing. You have less than 6 days before the general election on November 2020, November 3rd, 2020, which is D-Day. Already so far, there's been over 150,000 absentee ballots mailed in to Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, with more by the day. As of right now, we have polls showing neck-and-neck races in some states, and some people leading in others. But there's still laws that there's only 6 days left until we decide the fate of this country and a new leader. So, first of all, Queen with the Gold, Mike, Ms. Price, we saw the last presidential debate. What were your thoughts on that, first of all?
A complete debacle.
Why do you say that again?
Because it was. I mean, just the whole setup, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about that. That's gone. That's over with now. We need to, focus on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday that's the magic number.
Tuesday is the magic number. Tuesday, November 3rd, was the magic number to where it has been. We did have a surprise here in Cuyahoga County. Vice presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris, came in to this past Saturday, where there's been rallies at the Board of Elections, voter rallies. Saturday, Sunday, there was one with New Voices last night that I was a part of in the pouring rain. Still, there was people down there at the polls, crowded, lines out the wazoo, social distancing at its best in that particular nature. So, we have until November 3rd. We have one more weekend until Tuesday.
This time next Wednesday, we'll have a new president.
Yeah, so we will be on air no matter what the outcome is.
We'll definitely have a new president.
On Wednesday.
We're going to have a new president.
That's your prediction?
The American people are tired.
Don't get your hopes up.
I'm just going based upon what I know statistically.
Okay.
The American people are tired. He knows he's not faring well in the polls, which is why he's causing all this commotion and ruckus.
Okay. So the reason that I'm here is because we do have people. We have a call in from a judicial candidate, but we do have people that are supposed to show up that will come and talk about, give them 5 to 10 minutes to talk about their polls, because we have judicial candidates on the ballot. So also other candidates on the ballot as far as state reps and congresswomen. All right, what you trying to say? Yeah. We need a new congresswoman.
We need to just clean house, period. From a local level all the way up to the state level.
Uh-huh.
We control that. So yeah.
So you don't like Marsha Fudge no more?
It's not that I don't like her.
Uh-huh.
It's just that I don't feel that she's done enough for her district. She's been very mute.
Okay, so her competition is Laverne Gore. Do you think she has a chance of beating her?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I would not be surprised.
I mean,
as a matter of fact, I am undecided on who I am voting for.
Yeah. Between that race?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's done nothing to impress me.
There's a couple other races in the air. You have Jennifer Brewer, Judith French for Supreme Court Justice. You have other judicial races, and also you have Ray Heaton versus Lisa Forbes. You have Wanda Jones versus Rick Bell. and you have
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
people
that one
run
right there, I tell ya.
between what and what?
The Jones and Bell.
The Jones and Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta tell you, there's been a lot of, I don't know how to say, controversy.
There's been a lot of controversy as it relates to Rick Bell's candidacy
Right.
for a judicial seat. A lot.
A lot. It become
It's disturbing.
I asked him Friday about the allegation of putting an innocent man behind bars, and then he was talking. Then talked about the Brelo thing.
Mm-hmm. 137.
Yeah, 137 shots, and then
I didn't
I mean, the thing about it is like I talked to him after covered about the Brelo.
Did you talk to him on here?
I talked to him on air about the rape accusation, about the Christopher whatever.
137.
The thing about it is I tried to ask about the 137, but that was not asked in time because we didn't have enough time to ask that because of other things that were going on. So I did ask him about the 137. He said he prosecuted. He brought charges of what he could do.
I've seen some very disturbing statistics in regards to him. So I'll refrain from
All right.
even speaking on
If
it.
he,
I think those that know.
all right. If he shows up,
I can't guarantee you I won't lay into him.
if he shows up, here's the thing. I'm giving an open forum like I usually do for people to show up or call in and talk about their candidacy. I give him 10 minutes. If he shows up, there ain't no promises because of the simple fact of the matter is, if you ask the tough questions, that's what the public wants to know. So I don't really care.
Yeah, because I got the ear of somebody down there in city council.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, if he show up, then he show up. You know, if a couple of candidates show up, they show up. So that's about it. So if he don't, well, we already know.
Well, one monkey doesn't stop a show.
Right.
The
So
service must go on.
exactly. So before we get into other pressing matters of the day, we have the thing about it is the Browns won the game against the Bengals.
Barely.
Yeah. Okay. Last 40 seconds
Had
of
y'all
it.
lost that? Man.
I know. I don't want to hear it today. I didn't want to hear it to you.
Man,
I didn't want to hear you today.
man.
I would have canceled the show just because of
Had
that.
y'all lost that game? Oh,
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
that would
But
have been disastrous.
but
A 1-4-1 team?
I'm like, Cincinnati's not playing like a 1-4-1 team.
But had y'all lost again, and then, am I hearing correctly that Odell Beckham is out for the season?
Yes, he actually is. That's what the sad part.
That's terrible. That's bad on y'all.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I understand that. I do.
Because, Miles Garrett and, what that boy name is? 3 months? They not showing up.
They will show up for us.
Did they show up when we played? No. I don't even think they showed up last week. But
Before.
anyway. So, yeah, y'all lost Odell Beckham. That's going to be tough for y'all. But you know what? I kind of think, old boy might be glad about that.
Who, Baker? Why? I mean, he was getting into other receivers, so I ain't worried about it. Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. We got the Las Vegas Raiders this week, and then it's a bye week. So hopefully, we still 5-2.
There's a rift between OBJ and Baker Manziel.
We don't give a damn about that, man. We 5-2. Playoffs started right now. We in the playoffs. That's all I gotta say. We've been shitty for years. The Browns is back. The Steelers. You know I love you, Jay. But when it comes to these Browns, don't play with us. Don't play with us.
Thank you. Let's get back to
You
these.
can't even say that. 'Cause you
Y'all-
know we
Right.
Y'all feel like y'all got a little air in y'all chest.
Okay, relax. 'Cause we been
Because y'all
shitty.
ain't going nowhere.
Okay, we
But
don't.
it's all downhill from here.
You sound like a
It's
hater.
all
The
downhill.
hateration,
This weekend,
hater.
we'll be 7-0.
Y'all playing
We
Baltimore.
play B-more.
Y'all definitely lose.
Y'all,
Please.
yeah,
Please.
they're gonna beat
Please.
y'all in.
Please.
Plus, they got Dez Bryant on the practice squad, so I don't know.
What is your point?
Well, anyway,
In the right shot.
where y'all playing at? Where y'all playing at?
Hopefully in Baltimore.
I think we are in Baltimore.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
That don't mean we're gonna go in early and take care of business.
Wait a minute. Speaking of close wins,
We still
you talked about us still winning, but
We
y'all,
still
but
won.
Tennessee came
still won.
almost all the way back. It wasn't for that slight ride wide of the kicker's foot.
We still won.
Yeah, y'all might have lost that.
We wasn't playing no. What was Tennessee's rank? I forget.
They're undefeated.
Yeah, we was playing an undefeated team. Y'all was playing a 1-4-1 team.
We already beat them, so we want to.
There was no reason for y'all to
All right.
be struggling like that with that team.
Yeah, he took it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you know what? We're just. What? You know what? There's a guest calling in. All right. So calm down.
Y'all-
Chill out.
Y'all bum.
Chill. It'll be
You're
okay.
bums.
It'll be okay. It'll be
Your
okay.
Browns are bums.
Anyway, we're 5-2. Go. You know what? You know what? Go take that over to the Dallas Cowboys. Call them bums. That's who you should be calling bums.
For a long time.
You should be calling Dallas.
Y'all should share the truth.
Okay. So we got somebody. We got a guest calling in. There's
Your
a
phone?
no. The other phone.
It's on. I just turned it on.
Oh, okay.
She was
So
like, what bum?
yeah. So we.
It is. How are you, Mr. Gardner?
I'm fine. How are you, Miss Kennedy? How are you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking.
No problem. So, I know about your record, but you want to our listening audience out there in internet land, in headline land, would you like to tell the people who you are and what you're running for?
Well, thank you so much. My name is Sharon Kennedy. I'm one of your justices at the Supreme Court of Ohio, and I'm running for re-election. I joined the court in 2012, re-elected in 2014, and I love being a justice for every Ohioan. I have a very diverse background and service in the justice system for the past 34 years, and I'd love to continue serving all Ohioans, but also not just the compelling work of the court, but also the work I do beyond the bench, helping veterans, whether that's obtain mental health and substance abuse treatment, whether that's my continuing legal education programs that I do for judges and lawyers, or whether that's my civic education and some new partnerships that have developed since being a justice. I look forward to continuing all that work for Ohio.
Okay. So, how has the campaign trail been?
Well, the campaign trail has been long and at times arduous, but it is fantastic as we're getting ready to close the last 16 days. You know, I started on the campaign trail January 1st of 2019. I have traveled to all 88 counties in 2019. I'm getting ready to finish visiting all 88 counties for a second time in 2020 despite the pandemic, and really had the opportunity to meet with a very diverse group of voters, to have conversations about why I think I'm the best candidate, to really allow them to ask questions about me. You know, I started my career, Larry, in 1985 as a police officer in the city of Hamilton, but it really informed where I would end up in my career, because from law enforcement and what I could see, I could make a bigger impact representing people. So I went from law enforcement to being a criminal defense attorney, whether it was for juvenile delinquents or whether it was for adults, championing their causes in courtrooms every day, making sure they were given every opportunity to engage in treatment or community control programs instead of ending up incarcerated. You know, I was able to partner with juvenile court to really work on the issues that my children, my clients, you know, were bringing to the juvenile court, to make sure that we were doing treatment instead of incarceration for them.
Okay. So I see here that you went to you're a Bearcat, correct? Am I University of Cincinnati?
I'm a two-time Bearcat.
All right, and you got your Juris Doctorate. And how was college life like when you went?
Well, college life was, my nephew would say, if he were on the phone, known, I did not have the quintessential college life. I worked full-time, I lived with my mom and dad, and I paid my way through college.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out at Raymond Walters, which is off main campus, so that I didn't have to go to main campus. I finished my degree at main campus in the final 2 years, but it was really completely different than today. So I was able to work full-time and pay my bills to go through college. Not really sure that that's possible today because of the cost of actually obtaining a college education. But I love my hometown of Cincinnati and love my experience at UC.
Mm-hmm.
So it was super. And I have an undergrad, I didn't take that normal route. Most people think, well, if you're a lawyer, then you did, X, Y, and Z. My degree was social work. So my social work
Right.
undergraduate degree really informed what I call the compassionate side of justice that I have, whether that was as a lawyer trying to make sure that my clients weren't institutionalized, or I was on trial court for 13 years, and during the tough economic times,
Mm-hmm.
people lost their jobs through no fault of their own. Instead of just giving them an entry and saying, go get a job, we partnered with Justice Family Services and Workforce Development. We were able to help people obtain employment, break down some hurdles and obstacles, help the formerly incarcerated even find jobs
Okay.
in tough markets. So
So,
it was a blessing.
all right. So, all the work that you've done, I see here from Juris Doctor and everything, and have a great resume. Let's go into now. Black Lives Matter movement, injustice, systemic racism in the courts and in law enforcement. And you used to be a law enforcement officer, so you can understand how that African American men, women, and other minorities may feel. We just had an incident where an African American man was shot, pretty much. Again, and we have these incidents: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. The list goes on and on. Unfortunately, how would you, if you were reelected, how would you deal with these issues that come up with these matters of racism?
I think I would deal with them 3 ways. Number 1 is to be in the community and be part of the conversation. Bishop Ward asked me at a meeting of bishops and pastors,
Mm-hmm.
what do you believe we should be doing in law enforcement to stop what's happening? And I really told Bishop Ward, to me, having been a police officer, knowing what I knew about my own training at that time in 1985, is I think we need to give them the tools that they need to do their job.
Mm-hmm.
They need crisis intervention training, and it just cannot be once when they get their certificate. It has to be continual. We need to re-examine the mental health of officers. All I did was go from crisis incident to crisis incident to crisis incident. Everyone knows that that is going to take an effect on the mental health of an individual. We need to address those matters. But we also need to engage in the conversation with the community and making sure that there is this open forum. I am endorsed by Fraternal Order Police Organization across Ohio. But what I actually said to them when they asked me the very same question, I said the same thing I just said to you. I said that here is the other avenue. There has got to be a point in time where everybody comes to this from the perspective of there needs to be a third party who does the investigation.
Uh-huh.
When I was a police officer, all investigations of excessive use of force was done internally. You need to shine a light on that and have independence. They're doing it now with shooting
All right, so we have a situation. You have a situation where law enforcement is being mistrusted by the public, and the situation came up with what would you do in a situation where with the police of officers of George Floyd? What would you do in that situation? Or again, why are we voting for you in the community?
Well, part of this is you have to take a step back and reconcile what I can and can't do. I am just a judge.
Mm-hmm.
And what that really says is I am going to interpret the law and apply it to the facts and circumstances. I do not have legislative authority, so I can't change law.
Right.
I am not a member of the executive branch. I don't control law enforcement agencies or entities. I am not the attorney general. But what I can do as a justice goes right back to helping people when they come into the justice system. That is my strongest suit. And in that, I say to everyone, when all other societal systems fail, people come into my system. We turn no one away. And what we really need to do is we need to look beyond just what that case file is and help make a difference in the lives of those people. In that conversation, because I am nonpartisan, I believe I do have a footprint within the conversation because I think distrust of the system extends far beyond law enforcement. I think distrust of the system comes as it relates to bail setting or sentencing. All of these conversations are things I can attack. Being part of the panelist discussion for the solution, the conversation in the Black community about the music video of Whale, Sue Me. Having that opening conversation with everybody on Facebook Live and really talking about those issues. That experience leading me then to do a continuing legal education program that I'm writing right now, almost finished, about cultural consciousness. I have been a lawyer since 1991.
Uh-huh.
And I have been through so many continuing legal education programs about implicit bias, diversity, but none of them have really touched upon cultural consciousness. It's really understanding the community, the Black community, the Asian community. And here's the other crossover. Sometimes cultural issues should be trained as lawyers because as a criminal defense attorney, sometimes that cultural that really has meaning for my client, and it's something that we should be putting forth in front of the judge who's trying and jury as that case is being tried. So within my sphere of influence, absolutely, coming to the table, having the conversation, and engaging.
Right. Jay, you have any questions or comments or concerns? Okay. So the thing about it is, like, you are still, so November 3rd is rounding in the third, heading home, just like the Los Angeles Dodgers did last night. So how do you explain, how do you, I know that how do you plan on spending the last couple of days of the election? Will you be out campaigning, or will you be doing other things, or how would you be doing?
So I will be out campaigning. Tomorrow I hit 4 counties. That's Thursday, Friday I have 7 stops in counties. Saturday, 7 counties I'm going to stop. Sunday I'm spending my Sunday in Cleveland.
Really?
Bishop Ward is going to have me speak at 2 churches. I am having lunch with...
Anything that you want to say to the voters? Why should they vote for you for re-election?
Well, thank you for the opportunity tonight, Larry. Thank you. It's so generous and gracious of you to allow me to come on. And to the voters who are listening, please consider my life as a faithful servant to all Ohioans to make sure that I am helping address the problem. Hey, I need you to go vote for this girl, Kennedy.
Okay. Vote for Sharon Kennedy for judge, pretty much. So, so thank you very much. We're going to go to break right now, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the campaign form and things of that nature. So thank you, Ms. Kennedy, and you have a great night.
You too.
Okay. So we're going to go on the break. When we come back, we're going to talk about more of this. And the thing about it is, I'm going to call somebody back on air playing with me. This is not a game. Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson, we're rounding in the third, heading home for this election. If you have not voted now, please go vote. I'm going to tell you who's on my Facebook Live. Rico Simmons, vote. Alan Steele, what up, vote. Carmen Fletcher, what up, vote. Robert Vinyard, what up, vote. Vicky Love, what up, vote. Christopher Crawford Sr., what up, vote. Keith Richmond, what up, vote. Sherry Berry, what up, vote. And Lois Trice, what up, vote. You ain't been in that line right now, you better be in that line before or on election day, wherever your voting place is. Vote, or you ain't got nothing to say. We'll be right back.